And thanks indeed, Coyote. The White House today acknowledged that officials of the Trump administration gave a directive that the now infamous Ukraine call transcript be filed in a highly classified system. This claim may have confirmed the allegations contained in a whistleblower complaint that President Donald Trump ordered Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden. It is also coming at a time the Democrats are preparing to hold hearing on the matter next week. Here's Juliana Olainka with more international news in Around the World in 5.
Good evening from the Channel's newsroom in London. President Trump has been on the defensive following the launch of an impeachment inquiry. It was triggered by a complaint about a phone call in July where President Trump pushed his Ukrainian counterpart to investigate political rival Joe Biden. US media is reporting the whistleblower is a CIA officer who once worked at the White House. On Twitter, Trump hit back, saying, "I had a simple and very nice call with the new president of Ukraine. It could not have been better or more honorable." And the fake news media and Democrats, working as a team, have fraudulently made it look bad. It wasn't bad. It was very legal and very good. A continuing witch hunt.
Do I have your assurance that the whistleblower will be able to testify fully and freely?
He also accused the House Intelligence Committee chairman of lying to Congress. Adam Schiff totally made up my conversation with the Ukraine president and read it to Congress and millions. He must resign and be investigated. He has been doing this for 2 years. He is a sick man. The British Prime Minister has denied exploiting divisions and using aggressive language on Brexit. Boris Johnson, who has continually vowed that the UK will leave the EU on October the 31st, also dismissed suggestions he's looking for loopholes to dodge legislation designed to prevent a no-deal Brexit.
We will obey the law, but we're confident we can come out on October the 31st. And the best way to do that is to get a deal. And so that's why the Surrender Act is so damaging, because I won't hide it from you. It has had the effect with our European friends of making them think, maybe Parliament can block this thing. Maybe they will be forced to extend. And that, if you're in a negotiation, that obviously makes it more difficult.
So, John,
but we are still cautiously optimistic that we can do it.
A British-flagged oil tanker is on the move 2 months after it was seized by Iran. The vessel was taken in the Strait of Hormuz for allegedly breaking maritime rules 2 weeks after an Iranian tanker was held off Gibraltar with the help of UK Royal Marines. Saudi Arabia is relaxing its strict dress code as it opens its doors to international tourists. The kingdom has launched a new visa programme for 49 countries as part of its push to cut its economic dependence on oil. It hopes tourism, which currently makes up 3% of gross domestic product, will rise to 10% by 2030. Costing about $80 US, the visas will be available online with no restrictions for unaccompanied women, and they won't be expected to wear abayas.
The abaya is optional. We will definitely make it clear for people when they apply for visa, whether online or at the counter, they will know the dress code. But it is modest. We have a culture. We believe our friends and our guests will respect the culture, but definitely it is modest and it will be very clear.
Security is being stepped up in Afghanistan ahead of this weekend's presidential election. More than 100,000 troops and police have been deployed to guard polling stations after the Taliban threatened to disrupt the vote with suicide bombings and rocket attacks. President Ashraf Ghani is widely expected to win a second 5-year term. The country's Deputy Interior Minister says more than 400 polling stations are being closed over security concerns.
The provincial level, based on the intelligence and threat reports, decided that certain polling stations in districts will be closed. And there are many reasons for it. Some of it is transportation and geography of the country. Some of it is truly security threats. And some of it are just common sense in order to be conservative, where you can co-locate 2 locations into one, where we could provide better logistics as well as security services.
Zimbabwe's former president, Robert Mugabe, will be buried at his rural home this weekend. The government has now abandoned its plan to inter him at the National War Heroes Cemetery to respect his family's wishes. Mugabe, who ruled from independence in 1980, until he was overthrown in a coup in 2017, died at the age of 95 on September the 6th. He'll be buried in a private ceremony in the village of Kutama. And finally, the UK's Prince Harry has followed in his late mother's footsteps. The Duke of Sussex visited the site where 22 years ago Princess Diana walked through a partially cleared minefield in Angola. She worked to highlight the plight of people maimed by munitions.
2, 3, firing.
Prince Harry helped detonate mines in a location that was targeted by anti-government forces in the year 2000.
Firing!
Charity Halo Trust has been working to make the site safe since August and hopes to clear the area of mines by the end of October. And that's your international news around the world in 5.
Time now for sports news on the news at 10 with Ayotunde Balogun.
Many thanks, Gimba. Government Secondary School Cairo Abuja has emerged this year's winners of the Power Forward basketball competition sponsored by ExxonMobil, the United States National Basketball Association and Africa. The school won the boys and girls category. According to the organizers, the event, which is in its 6th year, is aimed at empowering secondary school students with health knowledge and leadership skills using basketball.
Basketball, though not as popular as football in Nigeria, it's fast gaining prominence in Nigeria. The 6th edition of the Power Forward competition is part of efforts to change the narrative as secondary school students from the nation's capital are being prepared for the future. Put together by ExxonMobil in collaboration with Africa and National Basketball Association, over 2,000 students from 30 schools in Abuja have been involved over the last 6 years.
ExxonMobil, the NBA and Africa have put together to teach health literacy and life skills such as leadership, respect and personal responsibility to use through basketball and other programming so that we positively impact Nigerian secondary school students in Abuja. For us in ExxonMobil, the bedrock of any nation or any entity is the youth.
In the boys' finals, Government Secondary School Cairo defeated Total Child Secondary School Dutse Alaji, while the girls of Government Secondary School Cairo also defeated their counterparts from the same Total Secondary School. But the program goes beyond basketball. The target is to help the students do better in other aspects of their lives.
We have carried out a number of malaria initiatives. About 373 campaigns have been carried out in the communities. And we have reached over 65,000 people.
You guys listen to my words carefully. You are future stars. You are all future stars here, sitting here. You have to believe it. You have to work towards it.
Your goals plus your dream and take it to action. And from actions, with your goals and your dream, is going to come with the results.
As part of its corporate social responsibility, ExxonMobil has several initiatives and the Power Forward program is one of them. Amaka Okafor, Channels Television News.
Let's talk women's football now. Nigeria's Super Falcons have confirmed their status as Africa's #1 team after staying on top in the latest FIFA ranking. The 9-time African champions are still 36th in the world and are followed by Cameroon's indomitable Lionesses, who dropped 5 places. Now, the Black Queens of Ghana improved 3 places to 50th in the world and 3rd in Africa, while South Africa and Cote d'Ivoire, who are Nigeria's next opponents in the Tokyo 2020 Olympic qualifiers, remained 5th on the continent. Meanwhile, the world ranking remained unchanged as 2019 FIFA Women World Cup champions the United States, Germany, Netherlands, France and Sweden make up the top 5 teams. In club football, Unai Emery has named Granit Xhaka Arsenal FC's permanent skipper after the Swiss international won a players' vote for their preferred captain. Xhaka replaces the Frenchman Laurent Koscielny after leading the team in 6 of their 8 games this season. Emery consulted with his players before informing the squad ahead of Monday's game at Manchester United in the English Premier League. And that's a wrap in sports news. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. It's back to you, Jim.
And on entertainment stories now, Controversial Big Brother Africa housemate Tacha has been disqualified from that. Ogechukwu Osi has details on other entertainment stories.
Well, thank you so much. And here are your trending entertainment stories. The industry continues to mourn the departed Danfo driver singer Mad Melon as fans held a procession in memory of the late singer in his locality, Ajegunle, in Lagos, southwest Nigeria. The veteran singer, who alongside his partner Mountain Black created a rave ghetto song from the early 2000s, reportedly died after a brief illness. Meanwhile, rapper MI's protege Black Bones is refusing to be drawn into the full-fledged lyrical battle between MI and another associate of his, Vector. Black, who is signed to MI's 100 Crowns, told Entertainment News that he feels both industry heavyweights are grown men and would not be taking sides in the battle for supremacy rocking the Nigerian rap game.
If that's your problem, it doesn't mean that's everybody's problem. Like, I'm just watching. Okay, let's see who's going to have the upper hand at the end of this whole period.
Reality television show Big Brother Naija took a very dramatic turn as one of the controversial housemates, Tacha, got disqualified from the reality show abruptly, ending her dream to be in the house for 99 days. Her disqualification comes after a very messy and nasty fight with fellow housemate Mercy earlier today. In the judgment by Big Brother himself, Mercy was also not spared as she was issued 2 strikes for provocation. Finally, on entertainment news, Nigerian billionaire Femi Otedola has come to the rescue of ailing legendary Nigerian reggae singer Majek Fashek. Now, according to the manager of Send Down the Rain Crooner, Fashek's medical bills in the UK hospital where he is receiving intensive care has been picked up by the philanthropist. Well, that's all for tonight. The news at 10 continues shortly.
And the main news again, a federal high court today ordered the final forfeiture of assets allegedly linked to the former head of service of the Federation, Winifred Oyo-Ita. The assets were earlier returned to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, by a suspect linked to Mrs. Oyo-Ita. Also today, President Muhammadu Buhari departed New York after attending the United Nations General Assembly sessions, where he participated in socio-economic discussions for Nigeria and Africa. And US President Donald Trump has been on the defense as the White House today acknowledged that some government officials directed the filing of Ukraine cold transcript in highly classified systems. And that's it on the news at 10 tonight. On behalf of all of us, good night.